A few months ago,
I haven't seen this video. I have not seen world record progression for any percent. I've only seen the world record progression for 120. Guys, I don't want to just be a React YouTuber. It's too much React fuck it.
I made a video.
I don't know. Too much React content, guys. Come on. I can't be a React Andy. You guys are something else.
A few months ago, I made a video about the world record progression for Super Mario 64. That video talked exclusively about the 120 star category,
The best one.
which is where you collect every single star in the game before beating it. It showed how several gamers were able to work to speedrun that category in the shortest time possible, and how over time, they were able to push the world record lower and lower.
Oh my fucking god, dude! I'm a fucking legend!
But there's also another side to Mario 64 speedrunning. Some people try to beat the game as fast as they can while still collecting every single star. Some people, though, don't play by the rules.
Yay! The Dante trick. I'm gonna call BLJ Dante trick from now on. Because I'm a rebel.
For the past 2 decades, there's been an ongoing battle to beat the game with as few stars as possible. Traditionally, beating a game in the shortest route possible is called any percent, but in Super Mario 64, any percent's definition kept changing. The game designers intended to make it so you needed at least 70 stars to beat the game, but through various exploits, gamers have determined that you can beat the game with way less than 70 stars. This is the story of that progression. Hundreds of gamers have tried their hand at speedrunning Super Mario 64, but only a few have risen to the top. Let's take a look at the world record progression for the any percent category of Super Mario 64.
Wait, so is it only 0 star? What's up, Ninetales?
Super Mario 64 came out in 1996. Back then, the internet was primitive compared to today, but it was still an option for talking about your video games. People ran to internet forums to talk about their favorite games, one of the most popular being Super Mario 64. It became consensus very quickly that you needed at least 70 stars to beat the game, because in order to beat the game, you need access to the final level, which is at the end of the Endless Staircase. The Endless Staircase is exactly what it sounds like, a staircase that never ends. Fortunately for the player though, once you get 70 stars, you will be able to travel up the stairs without any problem and access the final level. But until then, the stairs will just loop indefinitely. So, for the first few years of the game's existence, the fastest way to get through the game required you to get at least 70 stars. Nobody was really recording their speedruns back then, but there were reports of people beating the game in a little bit over an hour. Maybe someday, somebody would be able to come up with a way to beat it in under an hour. But then, a groundbreaking trick was discovered. When people discovered big tricks in games, the first place they used to report it to was usually a gaming forum or some other gaming community online. But this particular trick was a little bit different. It first appeared in the November 2000 issue of the Spanish version of Club Nintendo.
There it is.
And was apparently discovered by 2 guys in Mexico, Jose Angel Ruiz Villarreal and Dante Aven Ruiz Villarreal.
Good attempt. José Ángel Ruiz Villarreal y Dante Iván Ruiz Villarreal. There we go.
They explained that if you go to the Endless Staircase,
Of course, they're Spanish, so they have like 10 names, but yeah.
before you have 70 stars, there's still a way to get past it. You go on the stairs and face towards the camera, and then do a long jump. Instead of going forward though, you push up the stairs and move backward, and then mash the A button over and over again. You're now doing backwards long jumps. If you mash A in the correct way, Mario will build up an incredible amount of speed. This works because the game gives Mario more speed with a long jump as long as he's below a certain number. Since his speed is negative, his speed is always below this number, so they always just keep adding more and more speed to it. He eventually builds up so much speed that he can fly up the stairs and land right next to the entrance of the final stage.
Yep.
You still need to collect 50 stars to get to the Endless Staircase in the first place, but this backwards long jump was cutting out 20 stars from the route. Interestingly, this trick went undetected on the internet for a while. It wasn't until 2003 before it made its first appearance on the internet, on a GameFAQs thread called Beating the Game with 50 Stars. A user named Gara2000 posted about the backwards long jump, which nobody else had heard of before, and from his description of it, nobody there was able to duplicate it. Finally, he posted a video of it. Nobody there was able to duplicate it.
I tried it, it does not work. Probably only tried it once, because like, it doesn't take long at all to be able to do BLJ, at least a little bit. You know? Literally 5-10 minutes and you can get lucky and get it, you know, pretty quickly.
Finally, he posted a video of it, the earliest known footage of the backwards long jump being performed. It was just a 13-second clip of him pointing a camera at his TV, but this video opened the door up to so many others on the forum.
Wow.
After this discovery, there were reports of people being able to beat the game in around an hour. There was still no footage that had surfaced of any of the runs though. Around the same time, runners discovered that there was yet another way to save time with the backwards long jump. You could do it on this staircase to launch yourself through the 50-star door.
16-star,
Although
baby.
It's much harder than the endless staircase
or 31 star,
since you have less room to work with, this trick drastically cut down the number of stars needed to collect. All you needed now was the 30 stars needed to get upstairs, plus the 1 star required from Dire Dire Docks to get to the second key from Bowser. 31 stars is all it took. So, to sum up what the route was, you would start the game, collect 30 stars however you could, then go through the 30-star door, get a star from Dire Dire Docks, which unlocks Bowser in the Fire Sea, where you can get the second key. You use the second key to go upstairs, do backwards long jumps on the staircase to shoot through the 50-star door, and then do backwards long jumps on the endless staircase to shoot right up to the final stage. And just like that, you've beaten the game while just collecting a quarter of the stars that are available to you.
I've never done 31 star. It's funny enough, for 30 and 31 star are the least run categories out of all the like 90% categories. I never really understood why either. Well, 50 star, no one does 50 star really, but like I wonder why. What I want to know is why is it that 16 star, 0 star, and 1 star specifically are the by far more popular than 30, 31, and 50 star? Yet 70 star is still also very popular, even though it's technically very arbitrary. Considering that there are so many other categories, 70 stars still. Yeah, it's that kind of like it's the normal 70. It's the normal OG 80%. No BLJs, you know, no major glitches.
Similar to with 50 star, players still weren't recording their runs at this point, but a few people did talk about beating the game with just 31 stars. A man named Curtis Bright was the first to do so, acknowledging that he was able to pull it off in March of 2003. He didn't report a time, but it is reported that his run was still legitimate because he was the guy who put together the route in the first place. And just a few days later, the second person to beat the game with 31 stars did it, Alex Penev. He claimed to do it in 49 minutes and 20 seconds. Once again, there's no video footage for this run because of how old it is, but it's probably legitimate. Although Curtis Bright's run may vary.
Can you imagine if all of speedrunning just had that mentality? Well, there's no footage of the record, but it's probably just legitimate, so now it's like you have to stream all your gameplay. You have to do a local recording. There can't be any breaks. Nothing could be wrong, or else it's not accepted.
Very well have been sub 60 minutes. Penev's for sure was. So, for the first time ever, someone could say that they could beat Super Mario 64 in under an hour. And then, for a while, everything settled down a bit. Runners seemed to be satisfied with beating the game with only 31 stars, and it seemed like everyone was running into a wall, sort of. Penev's 49-minute time was really sick, and game-breaking tricks were already being used. Nobody knew what else could possibly be done to beat the game more quickly. Several months passed without any new records, and then something amazing happened. In May 2004, someone named Don Dunk posted a picture on GameFAQs. It was a picture of him being in the last level of the game, Bowser in the Sky, with only 18 stars.
Wow.
He said that he had discovered a revolutionary new glitch that could allow you to beat the game with only 16 stars, and that he would reveal it on May 15th, which would be 5 days after the topic was originally posted. Naturally, there was a bit of suspicion, but there was also a bunch of nervous excitement. How could 16 stars be possible? There was no staircase you could use to get through the 30-star door early, so it seemed impossible. Over the next 5 days, excitement built up more and more as players looked forward to seeing what Dom Dunk had found. Finally, the day arrived. Everyone came rushing to see the post, and Dom Dunk explained the following. To start, you would load up the game and collect exactly 15 stars from whichever stages you could. After you get them, Mips the rabbit will spawn in the basement.
Mips, baby, yeah, motherfucker. What's up, G? Look at his face, man, I love it. Doesn't give a shit. Pretty much just high 24/7. I mean, look, that's the most 420. All they have to do is just make the eyes a little bit more red. It's perfect. He's just high as fuck, dude. Mips is literally just high 24/7. Look how high he is.
You go to the basement, pick him up, and then go to the door that leads to the room with the 30-star door. Your goal is to go through this door while still having him in your hands. Normally you can't open doors when you're holding him. The best way that they had to do this was to set him down in front of the door, go through it, then quickly run back before the door completely closes and pick him up again.
What? I didn't even notice. What? That's a strat? Wow, was that how it was discovered? That's even cooler.
Then you make your way over to the 30-star door. You're going to need to clip through it with Mips. There's a few ways to do it, but the method that Dom Dunk described it back then was that you should drop Mips a short distance away from the door and jump in between him and the door. If done correctly, you'll then be pushed right through the 30-star door.
What?
If done correctly, you'll then be pushed from the door and jump in between him and the door. If done correctly, you'll then be pushed right through the 30-star door. Once there, you're forced to get the 1-star in Dire Docks before going into Bowser in the Fire Sea, where you pick up the key, go upstairs.
Hi, Summoning Salt in chat. What's up, babe? Listen, I didn't even know those were strats. What? Dude, listen, anyone who wants to learn 16-star should do that Mips clip. It's easier. Probably not, but...
Do the backwards long jumps that are needed to beat the rest of the game. If all is done correctly, you'll have beaten the game with just 16...
Well, I have actually never seen this one, Salt, funny enough. That's why I'm watching it, because it's Mario and it's like, I never actually saw it, so might as well.
15 stars. Everybody on the forum tried the route out for themselves,
but
and
yeah,
sure
I'll definitely
enough,
check
they
out
were
your
able
new
to do
ones,
it.
for sure.
The number of stars required to beat the game had been cut in half once again. A bunch of people wanted to beat the game as fast as they could with this new route. The first person to pull off a 16-star run was the man who discovered it was possible in the first place. On May 24th, 2004, Dom Dunk posted that he had been able to beat the game in 42 minutes with a 16-star route. And about a month later, Alex Penev reported that he did it in 33 minutes. But finally, someone posted a run with video proof. On June 19th, 2004, a man named Brad Cutler shared a video of him doing the 16-star route in 27 minutes flat.
Pog.
Someone had beaten the game in less than half an hour. Cutler struggled with the BLJs a little bit at first, and he missed a throw on Bowser at the end, but for the first run with video proof, everything went relatively smoothly. But perhaps the most important part of Cutler's run was inspiring so many others to give the run a try by giving them a video to watch. It seemed so feasible to do what Cutler was doing with a bit of practice, and over the following months, many others decided they wanted to try it as well. In November 2004, Mark Korsak became the first to beat
2004. What I think is crazy is that from early 2003 just to 2004, in like 1 year and something, BLJ, Mips clip, all of this was like found and implemented and like, or really implemented and you know, pushed and really started to become so if you were to really think of like a year where speedrunning in Mario 64 speedrunning really started, it would be 2003, 2004. That's pretty cool.
beat Cutler's time. He got 26.25. While much of his movement was cleaner than Cutler, he struggled a fair bit with the Mips clip still. People were still waiting for that 16-star run that would blow everyone out of the water. And it turns out they wouldn't have to wait long at all.
You guys are
as
young.
in just a few hours. Literally the same day that Mark Korsak did his 16-star run, someone else posted a 16-star run. But instead of 26.5 minutes, this one clocked in at 21 minutes and 55 seconds.
Oh my god.
Their name was Lari Pekala, and through better strategies from collecting the first 15 stars and faster clips and faster BLJs, their run looked absolutely amazing compared to every run that had come before it.
Render, thanks for the sub, babe.
And it was this type of competition that continued to push the 16-star time down in the mid-2000s.
Dude, a 21 in 2004, bro? When I started in 2014, getting a 21 in a race was like not bad. I was like, okay, nice. That's crazy. I kind of wish this person kept speedrunning. They would have been a god.
Someone would do a run that they thought looked good, and then someone else would come along and say, hey, I know you think your run's good, but actually I'm multiple minutes ahead of you. Haha. It was a really exciting time because you really never knew what was around the corner. But unfortunately, after a couple of years of no new strategies being discovered, Super Mario 64 entered a dark age. Starting in 2004, there were a few years where 16 stars seemed to be the fastest the game would ever go. So, a couple of runners whose names I will avoid decided that it would be fine to cheat and fake their speedruns. The first one was from October 2005.
This is where the human element comes into play, basically. That's basically what we're trying to say. And it's the whole reason why we have to be so stingy now with people's PBs. Because the human element is too strong.
One player claimed that he was the first to beat the game in under 20 minutes, getting a run clocking in around 19 minutes and 50 seconds. The run got a decent amount of attention, but in 2017 it was discovered to be spliced all over the place. Splicing a run is when you take part of one run and a part of another and piece them together to make it appear like continuous gameplay. He did this over and over in his run. Pretty much every screen transition was really him ending one segment and splicing on another one. The second one got a lot more popularity than the first. It was posted on Speed Demo's archive by a different runner a couple of years later, in 2007, where it was widely viewed, and the time of the run was about 18.
Thanks for the good sub, Render.
18.5 minutes.
Thank you.
But just like the first run, it was discovered to be spliced several years later, and has since been discredited. Although both of these runs are known to be fake today, they still wowed so many people back at the time. People were beginning to wonder if Super Mario 64 could ever go lower. The execution in the cheated runs looked so amazing, and how could anyone find a way to beat the game with less than 16 stars? Then, there was a bit of a breakthrough. In October 2006, YouTuber Mr. Robert Z uploaded a video of some glitches that you could do in the castle lobby. One scene featured him climbing into an out-of-bounds section from below the lobby, and he said that because there was an invisible wall, it could be possible to do a backwards long jump there. For a while though, nobody was...
It's crazy that he knew that that was possible in 2006. Like the idea that, oh, it's an invisible wall, so you could like do BLJ here. So this is the guy that I hate very much. What's his name? Mr. Roberts? I'm gonna find you, man. And I'm gonna kiss you on the face. Because I'm not mean. And then I'm gonna slap you. On the ass.
Uploaded a video of some glitches that you could do in the castle lobby. One scene featured him climbing into an out-of-bounds section from below the lobby, and he said that because there was an invisible wall, it could be possible to do a backwards long jump there. For a while though, nobody was quite sure if it would be valuable or not to do a backwards long jump there, and it sat in the backs of the minds of many for several more months. Meanwhile, over at the website Task Videos, a number of people were discussing potential ways to beat the game with less than 16 stars. After more months of discussion, they released a tool-assisted video, which is a type of speedrun where somebody goes in an emulator and manually inputs which buttons they want to be pressed on every frame of the run. In other words, it's a run that isn't done by a human, but one that's done by a computer playing theoretically as well as possible.
Tasking is crazy.
And this tool-assisted run that they released didn't collect 16 stars. It didn't collect 12 stars, or 10. It didn't collect 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, or 2 stars. A little over 7.5 minutes later, it beat the game while collecting just 1 star.
Can you imagine the feeling back in 2000? When was this? 2006. When you're like trying to figure out, oh, how can we beat the star with less stars? the game with less stars, and you're a 16-star runner back in 2016, and then you see a fucking video come out and be like, yo, we could beat the game in 1 star. That must be like, holy shit. That must be the best feeling ever.
How could they have possibly done that? Well, to start, they went over to the out of bounds area that was seen before and did a backwards long jump. Doing this perfectly launched them outside the boundaries of the castle. By then rotating the camera, they were able to keep enough speed to launch them through the rest of the lobby into the first star door, which normally requires 8 stars to open. There, they fight Bowser for the first key, which is used to go underground into the room with the 30-star door. And once in that room, you do this backwards long jump.
Fuck me. Except way slower and not as insane, because that's TAS, but yeah.
This trick is extremely precise, but if done correctly, it eliminates the need to go past the 30-star door with MIPS. Enough speed is built up with the BLJ to shoot right past it. The TAS then got the 1 star needed from Dire Docks to unlock Bowser in the Fire Sea, got the second key, went upstairs to do the backwards long jumps, and finished the game, with just 1 star in their inventory from Dire Docks. As can be expected, this run made people lose their minds. It's possible to beat Super Mario 64 with just 1 star. The runners have been able to cut out 119 of the 120 stars from the game.
Crazy.
There was just the 1 in Dire Docks that still remained.
But then...
So now there is one last thing to do. Find a way to beat the game without that 1 last star.
December 7th, 2007. TASvideos.org, okay. 2007, wow. Fuck yeah. Foggers. That is gonna be a pog for me, bro. It really is gonna be.
0 stars. Swordless Link and AKA used a task to beat Super Mario 64 without collecting a single star.
Swordless Link. Swordless Link is like the OG TAS legend, dude. He was also a TAS legend in the Ocarina of Time community. I remember when I first found out about speedrunning, which was like late 2012, I watched videos of Swordless Link. And even our sister Wright and a few others like talking about TAS stuff and Ocarina of Time and stuff like that. He's a legend.
The creators of the game put 120 of them in. They expected the player to collect at least 70 to finish the game. Through a decade of work, it was now possible to do it without collecting a single one of them. All of the effort that the programmers put into designing 120 unique stars and 120 unique experiences was laid to waste. Well, alright, their effort wasn't actually put to waste at all. There were still so many other categories you could run that gave you the chance to see more of the game. Runners to this day are still actively running 16-star, 70-star, and 120-star, which allow you to...
Which is really fucking cool, by the way. It's so nice that people actually still really care about all the other categories. You know, it's awesome that people love doing, wait, was it me? I didn't see myself.
To this day are still so many categories 16-star, 70-star, and 120-star, which allow you
You guys. But it's cool that people really care about 70, 16, and all the other categories. I mean, 120 is the best, but like, still.
To see most of, or for 120-star, all of the game. In fact, when these tasks came out in 2007, nobody knew if a human could even pull off the tricks, particularly the backwards long jump past the 30-star door. You needed to mash super hard in just the right way in order to build up just enough speed to get past it. Not to mention all the other tricks that could easily go wrong in the run. For a long time, no human was able to get past the 16-star barrier. The exact history of humans executing the 0 and 1 star route isn't entirely known. I haven't been able to find definitive proof of the first 0 star or 1 star run, but runners like Kaiman claim to have a 9-minute 1 star time a while after the task was released. The 0 star route ended up becoming much harder to master, all because of the 30-star door backwards long jump, or SBLJ, harder to master a while after the A few months ago, I made a video of 644, or SBLJ star. It's so hard to rise the one to get you backwards. 0 star route ended up becoming.
What I was gonna say is somebody was asking in chat here, in this part, like, why can't you just BLJ to the upstairs door when you start the game and then go upstairs? For some reason, and he did. I don't know if he mentioned this in the run in this video, but you can't just go upstairs with 0 stars. This part isn't loaded. It only loads when you open the door. It doesn't load if you don't open the door. So if you click through the door, you can't access the upstairs. Yeah.
Much harder to master, all because of the 30-star door backwards long jump, or SBLJ as it has become known. It's hard enough to get your positioning and mashing to get past the 30-star door in the first place, but to also get past Dire Docks, which is required for 0 star,
it's even harder.
Requires ridiculously difficult and precise mashing and positioning.
Like, the difference between 0 and 1 star is really, it's a lot. 1 star is a lot easier to perform than 0 star, is what I heard. I don't know, because I've never done it, but yeah.
On the stairs. It's so hard to build up enough speed to get the 0 star route that it has been called harder than doing the recently popularized 1-2 pipe clip in the original Super Mario Bros.
351! Yes!
The recent history of the 0 star and 1 star route has been completely dominated by the Japanese. This differs from the 70-star and 120-star route, which has been mainly dominated by Americans and Europeans.
Wow, this is a while ago. World record is still 139.28 by Cheese05. Who's Cheese05?
And from the 16-star route, which has seen a mix of both. Currently, the 1-star record is held by Zaya at 721, and the 0-star record is held by Akira at 644. Both of these runs are as close to 7 minutes of perfect gameplay as you can get. And that is the world record progression for Super Mario 64 Any%. Super Mario 64 is a rare example of how drastic route changes can become. Some games, like Super Metroid, are little more than changing.
Is this a Simp Mom raid? Mom! Thanks for the raid, Mom. I was gonna say babe, but that would have been weird. Thanks, Mom. Welcome to the stream, babes. Yay, I was watching Simp Mom. I was watching her the whole time while I was streaming. I want some cheesecake.
Changing the order of the bosses to save a couple of minutes. But in Mario 64, when a new trick was discovered, everything the runners thought that they once knew completely changed. We're not collecting 70 stars anymore, we're collecting 16. Whoops, now we're not collecting any stars. Most of these discoveries took place in the mid-2000s, when there was no Twitch to stream on, but instead gaming communities that you communicated with through text, and on rare occasions, a low-quality VHS tape. But these players all came together to see how far they could push Mario 64, and boy did they succeed. Thanks for watching, I'll see you next time.
Love you, babe. You legend of all men. Awesome. Like, it's also crazy to think that back then, literally all you could do is like read text in forums. You want to learn a trick? People have to literally type out how to do BLJ. You have to press Z and then this and then do that. Now everyone is like, I want a video. I want a video with a voice. I want a proper tutorial video, or else I can't learn the game because now I'm spoiled with technology. Back then, people want to learn shit, dude. You gotta read forums, man. Read the thing. Press Z and fucking A if you want to learn. Now everyone is like, I want video. Technology. All right, awesome. Good shit. Amazing video, of course. Now you just pressed L and you restart the level automatically. Isn't that crazy? I didn't even have that when I started. And I can't even read, exactly, so imagine.